hey, you know, I'm Steve, I know you're not looking for anybody, but if and when you do start looking for me, maybe consider me. And I was like, I remember sending it to the manager, and like being like really nervous and like, oh, you know, I'm really wanting this gig. And like the day after, or something like that, Alex Weston, the manager, emailed me back and said, hey, yeah, are you free tomorrow? Let's have a chat. And like 5 minutes after, I mean, I was just like bounced off the walls at this point. And about 5 minutes later, I get a phone call and it's like, it's Steve. Immediately I knew who it was because he sounds just like he sings when he talks. And I was like, oh yeah, and he's like, this is Brian from Placebo. I was like, oh, what's up, man? Like, long time no talk. It was really good. We had about an hour and a half conversation, just kind of getting inside each other's heads. And he's like, yeah, well, why don't you come out to London in January for a couple of weeks and see how it feels? Oh yeah.
We decided to fly him over from California, just hang out for a while and jam and see whether we connected as people or not. Because that's really important, almost more so than sort of a person's musicianship. So you have to kind of figure out whether or not you want to spend 2 years, 10 years, 20 years of your life with this person living essentially in each other's pockets. Because I mean, to the outside world, this life of kind of tour buses looks very, very glamorous, but there is not a lot of personal space.
Like before actually talking to him, I was kind of like had this idea of like, yeah, it'd be like phone interview sort of thing, kind of get to know me, but we just kind of like really clicked and connected. So within like the first 5-10 minutes, like all that kind of went out the window. It was just like I was chatting to one of my mates, you know.
He came over, we hung out. He learned a lot of the stuff, and we just went in for a couple of days, and you know, after a couple of hours, when the nerves have subsided, we were jamming new stuff. He's got a very big heart, a big personality, a lot of warmth, a lot of positivity, a lot of energy. As a player, very demonstrative. The shirt was off, the tattoos are out, and you know, and I think for me and Brian, it was just like a bit of a breath of fresh air to kind of have that kind of positive energy.
I remember because Alex, she told me, she's like, no, don't worry, just here's the records I've done, just get familiar with the music. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna learn every record. I want to be, you know, like, I thought I had this envision of like an audition. So I was like, I want to be more than ready. If they ask me to play one song, I'll say, right, name any track type thing. And so I got over here, and I've always wanted to come to London anyway. So it was really like fantastic on the touristy side of it, but also coming over here. So it was really exciting, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how they were going to play, and because also their style was so much different than what I'd been used to playing, I was really curious to see how we would kind of mesh, you know, in our playing. So it was a lot of excitement. There's some video of me on doing like this tour, and I'm like this, you know, happy gay little schoolboy. He's like, yeah, you know, he's like uber excited. So lots of smiles, that's for sure.
So,
I think we have a little announcement to make. Kind of.
So, what are you pregnant?
The boys have come to a decision on the album. Who they'd like to play on the album.
Yeah.
And they'd love it if it was you.
What have you been?
Approved and confirmed, Steve. If you're up for it.
Good.
Yeah, fuck yes,
That's good.
Oh, it's gonna. Oh, yes. Oh, I think he's just broken a rib. I gotta go around.
Watch the ribs. Oh, Jesus.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Greystoke springs to mind, you know. But yeah, well done. That's great.
Welcome to
You look happy, mate.
And again. Yeah.
I think this is just magic.
It's nice, all this.
Yes, it definitely felt like a fresh start making a record. I mean, every time you go into the studio, you are aware that it could be a fresh start, but it's very difficult not to fall into sort of methods and, and techniques that you've used in the past. So when you work with different people, they're going to bring their own slant on it and a different approach. So yes, it definitely felt like a new beginning. It felt like sort of, Placebo Mark III, I guess.
It's just the nature of the sound.
We'd made 5 records here in Europe with 5 European producers. We felt a change of scene, since there was a change of lineup, it'd be a good idea for us as a band to take ourselves out of our sort of comfort zone in a way. And David Bottrell, with his sort of credentials, Tool, Muse and Deus, we thought that he could, capture a more live and a bigger sounding record than what we made before.
We decided to work with David Bottrell because we really wanted to make an impact with this record. We really wanted to do something sonically that was enormous. And there's a lot of people that you can work with who can do that, but Dave Bottrell has recorded and produced and mixed Tool several times over the years. That's kind of why he kind of came to mind. What we really wanted to do was to make a record that was ridiculously powerful. So what do you do when you want to make a record like that? You look for people who've made ridiculously powerful records in the